Which is Britain's biggest selling weekly gossip magazine? The answer is Take a Break.
Now then, we're into the final part of this morning's show. We're asking who cares if celebrity magazines lie? Jerry's, Anne's and Anton's thoughts in just a moment. Yours as well on our usual number, please, 0207 173 5555. Now, sales, you may know this, of celebrity magazines, they have been plummeting of late, albeit from a very high starting point. Titles such as Heat, Closer and Reveal, they've all taken big hits, with industry insiders blaming internet gossip sites and the recession for the tumble. But could it be something else? Too many conflicting tales. Are you not fed up of reading that so-and-so's getting married in one magazine, only to read they're splitting up in another? And the classic is the Jen, Brad, Angelina love triangle. These three have kept countless gossip magazines alive for 5 tedious years now. One week, Brangelina are the happiest couple on earth. The next, they're on the verge of splitting, and it's all Jen's fault. Next month, you read in one mag, Brangelina are having another baby, and in another, that Brad is secretly back with Jen. I'm only talking about this because of my girlfriend. I said to her, we were in an airport, don't you care that at least one of the 2 magazines you bought is carrying the wrong story? I mean, no, she said, it's just entertainment. And what's it like for the stars whose names grace all these glossy pages? How do they feel? Well, Katie Price, it was a couple of weeks ago, before a marriage split, told how it was on the BBC. She said she didn't care. She didn't care if editors got the wrong end of the stick when she was interviewed. It's just copy. It's there for entertainment. Kate Winslet, though, on the other hand, she famously threatened to sue Grazia magazine 2 years ago over claims she visited a diet doctor, and the magazine later carried a lengthy apology and made a donation to charity. So some people out there care. What about you, Anne?
Oh, thank you. But actually, every one of us here has had complete rubbish printed about us, yes, day in, day out sometimes. And,
do you sue when it happens to you?
I did. Yeah. In the 80s, I used to sue, and I wasted an awful lot of money on lawyers, is all I can say. A heck of a lot of money. Because it hurt. It hurt really badly if something completely stupid was written about me.
Stupid but true, or stupid but not true?
Both, probably, actually. But there was an awful lot of stupid but completely untrue stories that used to really, really hurt. And that's why I sued. But
what about as a consumer of magazines?
Well, that's it. You see, you get a slightly disproportionate or disproportional, or whatever the word is, viewpoint when you're in it yourself. But now, looking back or looking over it with the distance of some years, I think, why did I get so het up about it? Because now it's more obvious than ever that, you know, people who might want to call themselves journalists aren't even bothering to checking facts. No, they're not doing. They're just sitting there and making it up most of the time. If they've got a picture that goes with their story, then so much the better. So maybe, I don't know whether today's young celebrities get quite so upset about it, because we're losing the border between fiction and reality. And it just reminds me, I mean, actually, what you're doing when you're buying these magazines, you're buying fiction with people,
well, in some
with the photographs of real people.
In some cases, the stories are
true. If you can't tell, then you have to accept that it's fiction and that you're just reading gossip.
If you have 2 stories, 2 magazines, this was in the airport, the actual example was Brad and Jen, and literally the 2 front covers of these 2 magazines contradicted each other. Now, if I was to be generous and say one of them was true, the other one, by default, must not be true, but I can work out which one would be which.
But you'll find people buying both.
Yeah. It doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. I mean, Frank...
It doesn't matter when you're very rich.
No.
Maybe for the rest of us it does.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point, though.
Well, why aren't you rich then? No.
Because I spent all the money on lawyers.
No. I think it's vanity, to be honest. I don't think it matters.
You must appreciate if something...
No,
must have some value in
If you know, for example, let's start from this. If you know you're a good person, if the people in your life love you and know you're a good person, if your friends know you and you're a good person, what else matters? This is all make-believe.
Look, but I'm talking about for the consumer's point of view.
Of course, it's entertainment, and big deal. Here's the point. It doesn't even... It would be nice if it were truthful, but what's the difference? Are you going to sleep any better tonight if you know that Brad and Angelina are doing okay or not? I mean, the truth is, what's the difference? It only is important to them, and to them, they know the truth. This is all entertainment.
No, it becomes very important when you cross the line between celebrity and maybe people like MPs. If something is something unfair and wrong and damaging is written about an MP and what she's bought for her researcher, you know, whether she's bought polo mints or whatever, that becomes damaging if it's wrong. And that matters, doesn't it?
Is it a boy-girl thing going on here, Anton? Because the women I know tend to not care, and the guys I know tend to care about the truth.
Possibly. I've not heard that that one before. I'm not sure about that.
They're the ones that are buying all these women's magazines. Men's magazines, they just have breasts on them, and it's much easier because you know where you stand. Are they real or are they not? That's the lie I have to contend with.
And we don't even care.
No.
We don't even care.
So what's the truth?
When you put it like that, I suppose you've got a point. I don't know.
When do you care what's on the inside? I mean, do you ever say, boy, that person's got a nice liver?
There is that, of course.
A few people are wondering about whether they have bad livers. Let's throw it open to you. Who cares if celebrity magazines lie? Kirsty?
We have Jill online too.
OK, Jill, good morning.
Hi, Matthew.
Do you care?
I don't really buy them, to be honest. I mean, I think that celebrities have the idea that any publicity is good publicity, and a lot of them don't care as long as their faces are in the magazine. And so one thing perpetuates another.
It's just...
That is true.
Yeah, she's right.
You bring up an excellent point, because I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, celebrities that are on the covers of these magazines want to be on. They go to the restaurants where they know the paparazzi are hanging out. They go to the same restaurants all the time.
They do.
They do. They go to those places. They know very well. They make deals with the magazines. We'd like you to, for $1 million, you can cover our wedding.
Yeah.
Here are pictures of my child. Hey, here are pictures of us on vacation, where the agent calls up and says, we're going to be vacationing in this place. They know it. And you know why they do it? And then I'll stop. But you know why they do it? Because most celebrities don't make a movie that's a hit every single month. So in order to keep their names out, the only thing they have to sell is their private life. They don't have a novelist doesn't have a book out every 3 months. You don't have a movie out every 3 months.
About
so
it
they
as
keep
well,
it
all
going.
these stage-managed christenings and weddings, they have about as much truth as the nonsense written by the gossip columnists.
But if you invite the media in to some good story about you, you can't then complain if they cover a bad story about you.
OK, we have to go. We're all out of time. I have to say, Jerry, lovely to see you again. Best of luck. Chicago, catch you. London's Cambridge Theatre until the 11th of July. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got Charlotte Ullenbrook, rather, on the show at 5's Answer to David Attenborough, and The Mentalist continues right here on 5 tonight at 9. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.